Hey, it's Miranda, and this is my instructional video of how to make a self-watering container garden for your windowsill out of a baby formula container. And it's not just any baby formula container, it's plastic one that's got a lid, hinge lid. So I've made quite a few of these and they work really well, especially for those people that don't quite remember to water all of the time. So it stores water. It's like an Earthbox, and if you look it up, they're really neat, ingenious contraptions that save water in the bottom and use a wick method to wick the water from the water reservoir up to the soil, to the plant roots where you need it. So it's a self-contained little self-watering garden box. And it fits in your windowsill, so it's awesome. You know, you can plant herbs in it and stuff. I've got cherry tomatoes and basil going right now, and I'm not sure the cherry tomatoes are going to work great in it because they might be too big. So, but definitely would be great for an herb garden for your windowsill. And you can decorate them too. So I will show you that after I'm done. But let me show you how to make this real fast. And you don't need much. So definitely going to need the container. Empty, of course. To make the holes and stuff in it, I've got a flathead screwdriver to take the top off, a small Phillips, I think that's what they're called, and a bigger Phillips, and then a pair of scissors, a marker, and styrofoam egg carton, as well as some scrap fabric that's kind of lengthy. Then you know it's going to make a wick, so you want it to be taller than your container. Sorry. This is my first video, so you'll have to bear with me. Let's see. So, first thing you do, take this top off. You're going to save everything, so do not throw anything away. See? Comes off just like that. And then the next thing I do is I pry this plastic piece off. And it can take some finagling. There's probably a better spot to do it. They stick on here pretty well. Be careful. Okay, got it under there. And then you just pry it up and along. And you want to save this too because this makes a good, you can put plastic wrap over the top of it if you're starting from seed. And then put this down over the plastic wrap, and it makes like a little greenhouse just to get your seeds started. So save this. And then what you're left with is an empty container. Do not puncture any holes in the bottom. This has to hold water. So then, the great thing about these is the stickers just peel right off. Super easy. Now you have a blank canvas for drawing, but don't do that yet. Okay, done with this. What you're going to need is your carton, and I cut mine up. I only need this part, so I cut this off, and I'm left with these, which I cut into two sections. See? They were all like this, so I cut them like this, and this is going to stack them 3 high on each side to make supports for your water reservoir. So you got 2 stacked things of 3. And they don't decompose because they're styrofoam. So this is a great way to reuse your styrofoam egg carton. And then your water reservoir thing is going to sit on top of this. And then all under here inside this is going to be water. So with the weight of the soil and the plants and everything, you're going to have these supports, or else it'll just cave in. So we're going to put this inside of the container now. See? On either side. You may have to rotate them to get them to fit just right where they like stay on each side. And then you take this and you kind of angle it in there. This isn't permanent yet, so don't glue or nothing. You just want to figure out you're going to need your marker. You're going to need to figure out where to put your hole. You need a drainage hole. So when you put in the water, if you put too much, you don't want it to drown your plant roots. So you kind of match your fingers up, one on the inside and one on the outside where your other finger is, and that's going to be your drainage hole. So if you put too much water, it'll start draining out. So you just make a mark right about where your fingers are. You want it to be below the top edge of your purple thing. So right about there, at the top of your egg carton things. So about, this one's about halfway up. We're going to go a little below halfway. We make an X and then we take it out, because we got to put a hole in there. And for this, I use the little Phillips head. And it's nothing fancy. You just put it on the X, and then I get something heavy. And I just whack it a couple of times. Sorry, it's loud. And I'm not that strong. Hang on. I need more support. There we go. You can leave that thing in there and rotate it to widen the hole a little bit, but you really don't need too much. See? Now I have a hole. Alright. With your lid, you need to put another hole, and this is where I use the bigger Phillips head. Same thing, punch a hole in the middle. If you put it on something soft and then whack it with something hard, it does pretty good. One whack, and I have made it's a crack, but it'll work. You just want your cloth to go through it, and this is what you can do. Stick the cloth through, pull it enough that it's going to sit in the water and go up through the top to the soil. So, roughly half. Alright, now, this is when I would decorate it. So, you can just paint it with it's plastic, so we use a plastic paint. Acrylics, you could use acrylics on it, like hand paint it, but then I would use a varnish, because, I mean, this is going to be getting some water, it's going to be getting some sun, so you want to kind of protect your painting. If you're going to spend all that time painting it, use some varnish to protect it. Other than that, you can use Sharpies. That's what I did on some of them. You can get all those colors, those little miniature ones at the dollar store. Easy peasy. But, yeah, I wouldn't use washable markers because, again, you're going to be using water. So, go ahead and decorate it now, because it's going to be harder to do once you put water and soil and a plant in it. So, then you reassemble. Put your stuff back in. Got everything. Put this one. Make sure you got the stuff. Get that wick down there. And there you go. Got your hole on the side. It doesn't show, so it's on that side. I didn't get too high up. And this is when you would put soil in there. Let's see. Put some soil, you know, some seed starting soil, potting mix, whatever. And just fill it, you know. You're going to be adding water, so, I mean, you're going to want to fill it up high. Once you put the water in it, it's going to sink down a little bit. But kind of make sure that your cloth is kind of up, you know, throughout the middle of it, because it's going to be sucking the water up through your soil. So as your plants use it, it'll do it. But that's basically it. Now I'll show you the ones that I've actually made. And here they are. This is basil. I don't know if you can see that. This is my basil plant. These are all tomatoes I've done. And I've decorated this one. And I did this one in the Lonesome Dove theme, the movie for somebody. And then I've got basil planted with my tomatoes because they are companion planters, so works out pretty good. And here they are, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a windowsill. And this is like a 33-inch wide windowsill, so you can fit 5. I was thinking basil, thyme, oregano, dill, and then, you know, another herb. You know, you could have them all separate. You want to keep, if you do rosemary, you got to keep it separate because that thing will take over. So, good pointer. But yeah, put soil, and then you fill them with water. After you get the soil in, you add water. And it's good to do it in a sink because once it starts draining out the side hole, where's the side hole on one of these? We'll put it in the sink or somewhere to catch the water, and when you add water, I calculated it holds like about 52 ounces or so of water. So pretty good amount. Probably water once a week depending on how hot it is and stuff. So it's pretty nice rather than watering every day. Just as you notice that the plants are getting a little wilty looking, it's probably time to water again. But yeah, that's it. Then you just plant. I mean, if you're doing seeds, do like I said, and put plastic wrap over the top, and then put that purple, I saved these, purple thing over the top, kind of to keep it down. And it's like a little greenhouse. You'll see your seeds starting, and it keeps the moisture in, so it works out really well. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave me comments. Bye.